It's No Pants Friday. No Pants Friday. What?
Clearly, she's back to her old self.
Well, we don't. My thing I use for my sound system is like unplugged. It got unplugged when you moved the TV.
Sorry.
And I was trying to figure it out the other day and then I got yelled at because I tripped and fell and re-injured myself. So now I just have to sing a No Pants Friday song.
Sorry that I moved the TV and put it in the bedroom so that you could comfortably watch television from your deathbed.
I wasn't blaming you. I was just explaining the situation. Yep, Big Mac, the old Katie is sort of back, sort of. I try. Yep. I feel like it sort of, and I think that's actually part of the problem is it's like I feel like myself and then I push myself a little hard and then it kind of catches up to me.
Yeah, she was wiped out the entire day yesterday. She pretty much slept the entire day from the time we got back from the hospital. Her dad was here visiting. Tom, if any of you saw the last video. Tom Zilberberg was here visiting, and it was a really nice visit. And we both had a really nice time. He was a very sweet guy. It was nice to get to know him a little bit better. And so he's been here he was here for 4 days, and he helped take Katie to a couple of her appointments to free up a few hours for me, which was really helpful. So I was able to get the shipping out earlier in the day, so we tend to get up around 6 a.m. And then when her appointments are at 7, we get up around 5 because it takes time to shower 2 people and all that kind of stuff.
I mean, ultimately the whole thing blows half the day. By the time everything's said and done and we go to the clinic and stuff like that.
By the time the clinic is done and the time that I get both of us, showered and dressed and shipping done and stuff like that. It's about
like a little kid. You have to shower.
It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon by the time everything's done. So it is a process, but we're starting to try to get back on a little bit of a routine. Like when the show is over today, I'm going to sit down and actually try to get some listings done.
And me too. Victoria, we actually have a friend who's a hairdresser, and he came over and gave me nicely newly shorn.
He's actually my hairstylist here in town, and Katie's never been to him before, but he's also a friend. And I asked him if he would come and do a house call because she was feeling pretty gross.
But my neck, I was real furry on my neck, man.
And he came. It's not the norm type of haircut she does, but it's close enough.
But yes, Mary, we are already an old married couple at this point.
Seriously, I've been wiping her butt, guys. We're like, really?
Guys, huge update. Yesterday, wiped my own butt.
Yep, she has one hand.
I had to do it left-handed, so it was. Let me tell you, try wiping your own butt with your left hand or right hand if you're left-handed. It's a little awkward, but let me tell you, I've got a newfound freedom.
I have the new But anyway, she's starting to be able to twist and turn a little bit more where she wasn't before.
Getting a little bit better. And like now I only have one Band-Aid on this finger, so I have no Band-Aids on the other fingers. So I mean, I still have a little bit of injuries here, so it does hurt a little bit to do that, but I am for the most part able to actually type, so I'm not doing the 2-finger ticky-tacky thing anymore.
See, Chris is right. I think that freedom belongs to Vic. Yeah,
it's true.
It does.
It's true. I told her I was releasing her from butt wiping duties.
Oh, stop. Really with that face?
Duties.
You're ridiculous. Ridiculous.
But anyway, so now I'm able to type a little bit better, so I should be able to get some listing done. But yesterday, it's like I didn't feel like I did that much with my dad. We really didn't do anything for the most part, but it wiped me out. And I think it's just because I wasn't able to like nap in the middle of the day or something. I don't know what. Yesterday, I could not stay awake. Like we went to the clinic to do wound care and to see the doctor, and then came home, and I think I helped pull like 3 jackets just because my jackets are all hanging. So that's how
she knows right where they are. So
that's how I help Vicky help me, is I go and I pull whatever jackets there are because I can't really hurt myself doing that. And I was done after that. I was like in bed. So
so somebody said, yes, we did get a bidet. Chris Bradley sent a bidet, but the thing is that this is why Katie's much taller than me today too.
I did make it go down a little bit.
She needs to be up higher. So we've got that like thing that sits on top of the toilet seat that raises it by like foot because her belly, and it's the way this, when you sit on the lower toilet seat.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's hard to get on and off. So she's got that there. So you can't really attach the bidet while that's still there. But
I think we're close to being able
we're close
to
there.
take the other thing off. And but yeah, oh, by the way, I've got this awesome t-shirt on, which I think I did a picture before of it, but this is the one that Jimmy Boy sent for me because I needed some bigger sizes. And then, okay, see these pants? These pants are, I mean, listen, non-restrictive waistband. So technically I don't call these pants. So it still falls within no pants Friday policy. So somebody sent these to me and I asked Vicky, and like, we don't remember. We've gotten so many presents and like fun stuff to like help me feel better and everything. I don't remember, but like I still do have bandages, not to like flash anybody, but this is all bandaged all the way here. But the pain is a lot less. And Chris, yes, wound care and stuff is a lot less painful and less stressful.
She has a lot less that is open and weeping at this point. So that's really what makes it really painful, is the tearing off of bandages and applying the new bandages. So because a lot of it is less weepy, it's almost sealed in all the places except her hand.
So it's a lot less painful. It's more uncomfortable than anything. Yesterday it did get left exposed for a lot longer than normal at the clinic because we were waiting for the doctor to come in, and like the air being directly on the parts that are still pretty raw. That was actually pretty painful, but it wasn't like, it's not making me cry anymore. So it's not the traumatic.
I did post an update on Facebook, but I'll just tell you real quick, and then we'll actually get to some stuff that's not related to this. Not all about Katie all the time.
What are you talking about?
But yeah, she has been released from daily wound care at the clinic, which means she only has to go once a week to the clinic, and that's
because we can do it at home
to do follow up. And I will be changing her dressings every day at home, and because they're a lot less painful, that means it's a lot less painful for both of us. So
and also we had some really, really awesome people out there in the community. We're all resellers, but a lot of us also have other day jobs. And so we've had some really awesome people that had, access to like medical stuff and everything. And so we have had people send us like,
so a lot of all, our favorite Corey, because he's my favorite Corey now too. Our favorite Corey works in the medical industry, and he messaged me while she was still in the hospital and sent a case of gauze, which is fantastic because she goes through 2 to 3 rolls a day. So that's
well. Then yesterday we got like this giant box, but it was sent directly from some medical facility.
So we're not really sure
who sent it because it came from somewhere in
Illinois. And that's like 3 cases of different types of gauze, which is all the items that we're using. It'll probably be more than we need.
See, and Allison is sending us some stuff too. So we're definitely using everything people are sending us. Whatever's left over, we do have connections to a couple of different, because of Vicky's involvement with the burn community. We actually do have connections to a couple of different organizations here in Las Vegas and in Nevada that work with the burn community. So we're going to be able to, whatever we don't use, we're going to donate so that people within this community that maybe can't afford to buy all of the stuff to take care of themselves at home will be able to do that. So
yeah, so I mean, we're definitely going to be needing it for the next couple of weeks at least. So it's so useful. And I don't know who sent that huge case.
Oh, huge.
I don't know if that came from Corey as well, but it didn't come directly from him. So I have to say thank you. There was no name attached to it. It's an incredibly generous gift.
Yeah.
That type
very cool.
That type of medical supplies, and the gauze alone is about $15 to $20 a day in supplies, not counting the ointment, medication, all that kind of stuff, but $15 to $20 a day in supplies. And that has all been donated to us. So you guys are freaking amazing.
Yeah. It's been super awesome.
We're really grateful. We can't donate it back to the hospital. They're not allowed to accept things like that for the burn clinic or the wound clinic, or I would. We actually talked to somebody yesterday, and they made it pretty clear they're not able to take that stuff for various reasons. But we will get it to someone that can use it.
Yeah, there's the Spiegel Foundation, and then there's another. What was the one you were talking about?
The Southern Nevada Firefighter Burn Foundation.
Yeah. So. So that's really good.
Which is head up by some firefighters, obviously, here in Nevada.
I did want to mention real quick, because we're talking about all this stuff. So Mary, who I see is in the chat and is also in the boss group, she put up a really awesome post this morning talking about
I commented on it.
talking about resellers and like people who are working while having chronic illnesses and disabilities. And basically it spawned this whole discussion about like workarounds and ways to kind of deal with being able to still be able to get work done and be productive, and like how do you work around like different things. And I gotta say, like, I'm really lucky that like what I'm dealing with right now is only temporary. It's going to be, you know, in another few weeks, you know, maybe I'll be close. I mean, I don't know, this hand is going to take a while for me to get past, so I'm still
You're
working.
probably going to be a good month.
I can type with this hand, but anything else, like, I can't really do anything, can't move anything.
She can't dress the mannequins, she can't package, she can't ship, she can't take the things to, you know, measure them. So it's other than.
But I definitely have a newfound appreciation for like the struggle there is in like dealing with you know, obstacles and like being physically unable to do certain tasks. And then also like what happened yesterday, like literally like I did nothing excessive that I thought of, but my body was just done for the day. Like it's like, nope, you're just not, you can't do anything today. I was so tired. I felt just completely out of it. And so I know
she can't wash dishes.
Yeah.
She can barely wipe her own butt.
I can now. Come on. But I understand, you know, there's a lot of people, especially like people who sell, there's a lot of reasons for it. They might be like, you know, stay-at-home parents
we talked about this before,
who want to take care of their kids, but then a lot of them also have other reasons, like why maybe they can't get a regular 9-to-5 job or be stuck to a set, you know, hard set schedule.
Because they're going to have good days and bad days.
Right. And so anyway, I just wanted to say, I wanted to give Mary a shout out because I thought that was a great post. And I thought it was, you know, there's a lot of participation going on in it. And I think it really resonates with a lot of people. And I want to say that, you know, I definitely.
When we've brought up topics like this before, I think it's amazing. Like, I think I appreciate Mary starting the conversation in the boss group about it, but I also appreciate all the people that post and comment and expose themselves and be vulnerable with their issues. Because like you said, the reality is there are so many people that that do this type of work because a traditional 9-to-5 job does not work for them for whatever reason, whether it's for physical reasons or emotional or mental reasons. People that suffer with social anxiety and anxiety in general and depression and you know, bipolar disorder, all different types of things that mean they have good times and bad times. Right. And it's too hard to work under that 9-to-5 constraint. This is the perfect type of job for somebody like that because you can put as much into it as you're able to when you're able to. And I think that's fantastic.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Allison, seriously, I think a hook would be rad. I want a hook for a hand. How can I make that happen?
Thanks, Allison. Now I'm going to be sent on a quest for a hook. It's not bad enough somebody sent her a bell. Oh yeah, my sister-in-law sent her a bell.
I only used it the tiny bit.
She used the bell Christmas Eve only, actually. But
hey, what's up, Johnny? Sin City Hustlers. And
so Cheryl, yes, the thing from hospice and connected with people waiting on a long waiting list for insurance, that's part of it. Like this type of stuff isn't you know, covered by insurance. And even if she did have insurance, this type of stuff is not covered by insurance. Insurance doesn't pay for medical supplies for the most part. Sometimes they'll reimburse you depending on what you need, but then the hospital doesn't provide them. Yeah. Some hospitals do with outpatient care, and some will send you home with a whole bunch of crap. And our doctor did, or her doctor did
our
the
nurse
first
sent
day,
us a little bit,
but she wasn't supposed to, but she was very nice. She sent home with 2 days worth of stuff, and that was a big help. So honestly, we've been very, very fortunate. So you guys have been awesome.
Allison, I have a feeling that bell was used just once.
The bell may or may not be missing.
We only busted it out because our friends were here. It was more for the comedic effect.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So anyway, that being said, we're trying to get back into the swing of things. You know, obviously our sales are down. We'll still do a haul video and numbers video on Sunday, but my sales are down about 50 to 60% from last month, and it's been about 3 weeks now. Yeah, but we're gonna start. I'm gonna get some listing done today a little bit. I still have a decent number of pictures and stuff that I can still do listings from. And then I have like a bunch of t-shirts, like 80 t-shirts that are prepped already to take pictures of. So I think by the middle of next week, I think my hands will be good enough that I can do t-shirts. I can slowly do t-shirts because t-shirts, it's not too hard to like get those set up. So I think I'll be okay for that. But anyway, how long did ours take for the sales to tank? Honestly, the sales tanked within 3 to 4 days of not, for doing nothing. Because we did, and I've listed about 8 items in the past 3 weeks.
Now we still had some random good days because that just happens where just randomly you'll just have like a bunch of
not
sales.
Not that we haven't had any sales, we have, but
yeah, for sure. But it's definitely
not enough to pay the bills.
It's you see a stark difference when you go to hardly doing anything or not doing anything at all. It does not take long to see the traffic just plummet. Mm-hmm. So it's pretty interesting. It just only reinforces the
views are down by like 60% or something like that. It's funny because if anyone has ever wanted to test that theory that daily activity in your store makes a difference, here you go. We tested it for you.
Yeah, we tested it.
So no need to test it.
Yeah,
we tested it for you.
Angie, I did get my little Smokies, so don't worry. She was kind to me.
I did get her little Smokies.
Mm-hmm.
Gross.
You're gross.
Johnny says he's been out trying to source and grab the good stuff before you guys get back out there.
I know, right? We did. So that's one of the things we did when my dad was here because we were like getting cabin fever from like basically being home and doing nothing other than going to the clinic. And so Vicky was like, oh, I really want to go do some thrifting. The only place I'd gone was the hospital for the clinic and CVS like every day for something. In like Walmart because we went there to get pajama pants. But so we did make my dad go with us, and we went to a Salvation Army and one Savers, and that was about as much as we could handle.
And we didn't stay too long, but we did a little quick in and out. Katie was able to like move the racks with the one hand.
Oh my goodness, you guys! So when I do T-shirts, it's like I always go back and I'll do this for a while, and then I'll do this. Well, I can't do anything with this hand, so I had to I was realizing like how tired my arm was getting from only being able to do this over and over and over again. Anyway, so we just did a tiny bit. So we do a little. So we do have like a little tiny mini haul that we'll be able to do on Sunday. Maybe we'll go to a different Savers on Saturday just to get a couple more things. But so we do have something to show in the haul. But the stuff that we did find, I found one thing in particular that I was super stoked about.
I found a couple of good things.
So I'm pretty excited about it.
So we've been able to source a little bit. And obviously those 2 huge boxes we got from Kara Cooper that we talked about on Sunday have been a huge help. Mine are already photographed. So I'm about to try and get some listing done today.
Yeah.
Do you think you'll become a lefty? I doubt it.
Probably not. You know what though? I actually am to a certain degree. I'm a little bit ambidextrous. So
she's better than I am because I am. My left hand is useless. I brush my teeth with my left hand. I don't think I can do it.
Like I open jars with my left hand. When I played basketball back in the day, my left hand was the dominant hand as far as dribbling goes, and I could shoot from either hand. And then also my left leg is the more flexible leg, and I actually kick. Like if I'm playing kickball or something, I'm actually left-legged, left-footed.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah. So
that's really weird.
Yeah. So it's like, so I'm very, it's kind of weird that way. So I don't know if like I was meant to be left-handed and maybe like I was just taught to write with my right hand. So it's just weird. Also like my left hand is more, for fine motor things. Like,
that's weird. So she did her own makeup. I couldn't possibly do her makeup. I do everything but like I get her dressed and I put the goop in her hair and she wears her hat a lot, but I put the goop in her hair today. And somebody asked if you did your makeup. I put her moisturizer on her face. I wash her face, and but
I did do my own makeup. She did do her own
makeup. She's done it.
Red Neckerson resales $1.77 super chat. What? And I heard he's naked too. He said
he did say he was naked.
He's naked.
Naked super chat.
See, I can still do finger guns, even though it's in.
You only have one finger.
They can still, that's all you need for finger guns, just one finger. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, my 2-year-old eats with both hands. That's what Cheryl says. Anyway, this is our Friday, No Pants Friday, AMA. Ask me anything, ask us anything. So if you guys have any questions.
Yeah. Oh, and Dana came over to take some pictures for me yesterday, so we're starting to get back more into the swing of things.
And we will be doing so we'll be doing our Sunday show like normal. We haven't been doing our Wednesday show, but this Wednesday we will get back since we don't have to go to the clinic.
Right, no clinic.
We'll go ahead and we will have that show again because with going to the clinic and everything, it's like there was no way to do that show in the middle of the day. So we will come back to that show on Wednesday. So we're basically
try to think of a decent topic. Maybe we'll talk about the new post office increases and what they mean to you as far as regional and non-regional. I think that would be a good topic.
Yeah, we can do that. We can talk about that.
We should talk about that.
Yep.
Because the post office increases went into effect. I don't know if it was right on the first of the year, but I'm pretty sure it's
Yeah. So Kelly wants to know what's the quickest you've had something you listed sell. I think I've sold something within the hour.
Yeah, I have too.
Probably the fastest.
I have too. I think there was something I sold not that long ago. It was a Rushton bear that sold in like 30 minutes.
Which is funny because usually when you list something, it takes a little bit of time for it to even show up in the search. So, so even within an hour is pretty good. I know I saw Allison, Big Drift Thrift. If you guys don't follow her on Instagram, you should be.
Okay, maybe it's the 27th for re-increase. Thank you, Kara. I haven't really looked at it.
Yeah, you should be following Allison because we've said many times before, we love her Instagram. And if you want to feel a lot of envy and jealousy, that's a good place to go. Anyway, once again, she's like, oh, free hat box? Give me all these free hats. And she got like a bunch of like free.
And she sold one for
hats.
$70 immediately.
That's what I'm trying to. You're like jumping all in my story. Oh, why don't you just take the punchline there or buy it, whatever?
Thanks.
Anyway, she had all these awesome like trucker hats that she got for free from like a free box. And she listed one for $69.99, and like I think immediately it sold. And she has a second one, so she's listing it for like I don't know what she said, like $150 or something ridiculous like that. But seriously,
Emily's on vacation in Albuquerque, so hello, Emily from Albuquerque.
I think she's got her daughter and her daughter's girlfriend with her as well, because I think I saw they were all traveling together.
Fisher Designs, do you guys write down anything about your inventory? Do you go off photos? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Can you elaborate what you mean by that? I'm not sure what that question means.
Are you saying like when we list? So, because like as far as like listing goes, I take pictures and then I have them written down in my notebook, and it'll have like just like kind of a shorthand of what the item is, and then the measurements. And if there's any flaws, I will put a little note in there so I remember. But then when I'm listing, I'm also looking at the photographs.
Okay. See, and I do the opposite. I actually have the item physically in my hands when I'm doing my listing. So I do my measurements and, relook everything and make sure that there's no flaws or anything that I may have missed in the photographs.
A couple of awesome questions. Swift Seller, what video editor do we use for screen sharing? So with the live videos, we're doing it all through Google Hangouts. And so it's just a matter of hitting screen share. It's really simple. With pre-recorded, I mean, I've only done a couple there. You just kind of have to Google it. I don't know what the software is that I use. It's some sort of like screen record thing. I'm not really sure. It is a little bit of a pain to figure it out.
LJ Quality Resource, first time live with you guys, so thanks for watching. What type of printer do you recommend for printing labels? I recommend using a thermal printer. It doesn't really matter what kind. There's a lot of different ones. I think we have a link to the one that we use.
Zebra.
We use a Zebra.
But
Dymo is another one.
Those are probably the two main ones.
Rollo, I believe, is another one that I've heard of, but I'm not familiar with. They all integrate with the shipping platforms, whether you're using Pirate Ship or eBay. There's no ink involved. They're a little pricey somewhat upfront, but you will save tons of money on ink and things like that.
One thing you can do, you can set up some search alerts on like eBay and stuff like that, because every once in a while one will come up used that is like a decent price.
I will say the Zebra printers are printers that are usually very safe to purchase used. They are workhorses. They don't break, they don't die, I've had mine now for about 2 years. I was very late to the game in getting one, considering how long I've been selling, and I use the crap out of that. So for example, I ship about 300 items a month, and Katie's around 250 or so a month, and we use the labels for everything. The only labels that don't print well on it are Priority International, because that comes out in 4 parts. So Priority International will print on,
which is very rarely.
You need a regular printer for that. So that's for anything 4 pounds and over. But even the First Class International will print on that in 1 sheet.
Yeah. But seriously, it's like until I moved here. So my first like 2 years of selling, I was just printing. I was using like an ink, what do you call it? Like a laser printer or whatever.
Yeah, laser printer.
That used the toner. And I was printing, I bought the labels that came like 2 to a page.
Cheryl.
What? But anyway, so when I moved here, she has a thermal printer, the Zebra, and let me tell you, it is night and day difference. It's so much better. It's so much easier. Everything's so much quicker. Putting the labels on your packages is so much faster.
Yeah, I mean,
the
there's
labels
no
themselves, because how much is it? I'm trying to think of how much it costs for the. I think we have the actual labels that we buy for things or down below.
We just get them from Amazon. They're generic too.
It's pretty
They're
cheap
not even
though.
specific.
It's not very expensive. And they last quite a while. And again, we're both using them, so they last quite a while, even though we're.
Oh, Kara, you're even worse. She's hand addressing labels.
What?
I wondered why your boxes came in hand addressed, woman. Okay, so yeah, if you can afford to invest in yourself and invest in your business, you know it is a tax write-off. Buy yourself a thermal printer. I mean, you don't necessarily have to buy the kind that we have, but look into them. There's so many good ones.
Okay, Red Robin Reseller. Now that's the one that sent me the awesome movie thing, right? Okay, seriously, Red Robin Reseller. I saw that you added my favorite movie, my favorite horror movie, American Werewolf in London. You added that to the Voodoo channel, and let me tell you, I watched it yesterday. I was super exhausted and I couldn't do anything else, so I got into bed and I watched my favorite movie. Thanks to you, because you're awesome. So I just want to give you a shout out, because that pretty much is the best thing ever.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. You were pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Chris, do you track your spending as in write it down, or you just keep receipts? I don't write anything down. I do keep receipts for everything. So I keep receipts, and I use GoDaddy bookkeeping, and almost everything I purchase, I try to purchase using my eBay, my PayPal debit card, so that a lot of my categories are already, like every time I go to Savers or Salvation Army or Goodwill or anything like that, it's automatically flagged as an expense. Pirate Ship I have hooked up to PayPal and that kind of stuff. So
yeah. Oh, Thrifty Christy.
It's right there.
Says, love you girls, enjoy the paper craft ceiling cat. Yeah, I actually have it. It's up on my, I don't have it on the ceiling, but I do have it in my little bulletin board. Let me see if I can get this out. This is my little ceiling cat that she sent. Look at that. Isn't that cute? And you're supposed to attach it to the ceiling, so it looks like there's a little ceiling cat looking down at you.
We have like vaulted ceilings, so you wouldn't even be able to see it on the ceiling.
It's basically peeking out of my my little bulletin board here.
It's really cute.
It's really cute. We love it. Thank you, Christy. We love it. Anyway. Does anybody else have any other questions?
Let's say, Mary, I'm still printing on my laser printers, taping the sticker labels down because they aren't sticky.
Stop it!
Mary. Listen, here's the thing. You're going to need a laser printer anyway. I still send, packing slips. I know there's a whole debate about packing slips or no packing slips.
Never.
The only time you have to include them is on an international shipment. You do need to have one.
I don't even do that.
Jerry Pendleton is calling me right now, but I cannot answer, Jerry. I'm live. I'm declining you. Sorry, Jerry. Anyway, so you're going to need to have a packing slip for international orders. They need that for customs. So you don't need to put it for domestic. I just do because that's how I pull myself.
I never knew that you had to have it in international orders, and I've never sent it in international orders. Jerry! And I've never had a problem, so I wouldn't recommend not. Jerry.
Right.
Jerry, we are live on YouTube right now, and you're not even watching.
I'm sorry, I called to tell you this Jordan jacket sold.
He's very excited about his Jordan. You're also on speakerphone.
All right, Jerry, you're on speakerphone with 150 people right now.
Tell everybody hi. Brenda says awesome too.
All right, Jerry and Brenda say hi. All right, we're going to hang up because we're going to get back to the show, but
I'll call you back after. Bye. He called twice. I didn't answer the first time, so he called the second time.
He called because a Jordan jacket that he got when he was here sold, so that's awesome. Speaking of selling hats, Jerry is the king of the hats.
Jerry is the hat king.
Yeah. Anyway, any other questions? What you got? Key lime kisses.
I thought it was a toilet cat. Oh, that would be creepy. No.
What up, hip flipping mama? What's happening? I didn't watch your video yet, but I saw that you had a YouTube video and you were doing like a live weigh-in because you're doing some sort of weight loss challenge.
Oh my goodness.
Man, that's some bravery right there. You're doing
You wouldn't catch me doing that, girlfriend. Not the weight loss challenge. I would definitely do that because I'm a fat ass and I need to lose weight. But I wouldn't be posting my weight publicly is all I'm saying.
Yeah, but if anybody else is like, maybe, I'm sure, it's the beginning of January, so all kinds of people are trying to, follow some New Year's resolutions, lose weight. So if you are a reseller and you're doing something like that, you should go ahead and follow Hit Flippin' Mama's channel because I think she's going to be doing some sort of.
So Pug Life Jones, can you scroll up for a second? Pug Life Jones had a question. First, I like your name because that's cute. I love pugs. Been selling for about 7 months now, about 250 items listed. When is a good time to open an eBay store instead of selling as an individual?
Right now.
Right now.
Here's the thing. They have starter stores now. So starter store is only, even if you don't sign up for a full year, if you do month to month, it's like $7.95 or $7.99 a month. So not very much. And you still get to use the sales and all the promotions and everything like that. So it's totally worth it. Beginner store, I mean, really at 250 items, I would say go ahead and get a beginner store.
The basic store.
Basic store. There's a starter store, basic store, premium, anchor, and then there's the really big one.
The really big one. Nobody watching our show would have that. So
right. So definitely sign up for it now. I mean, if you're serious about reselling and you're
250, you're right there. You're right on the cost. You're going to break even at the basic store right now. If you have 250 listed and you're actually selling a few. Yeah, you're at the break-even point. So I would totally do that. I'm actually going to upgrade to an anchor store next month. I've been on the cusp for a while now, and I forgot to do it this month, or I would have already done it. Yeah, I'm upgrading next month.
Yeah. All right. Express that
Frenchie, the big toe is all that's going on that scale. Girl, I'm with you. I know. I'm a stress eater.
Express that says, how do you all track your sales? I mean, really, between eBay, like, because we do eBay and Etsy. And, with PayPal and stuff like that, like it all kind of does it for you.
Yeah,
it's not that difficult at the end of the year to be able to see what all your numbers
are.
Just
pull your reports from the various selling places that you use. That's where you're going to get your gross numbers from. And you're also going to get your shipping cost numbers and a lot of that type of stuff. So if you're using PayPal and you're using, you're using eBay and Etsy, a lot of those numbers are there for you.
Yeah. So it really shouldn't be too difficult to track that stuff.
Let's see. Glow, can you come to Texas and eat tacos and thrift? Texas is definitely on our list to go back to. I don't know if we'll make it back there this year, but we went to Texas, not 2018, but the end of 2017. We were in Dallas for I was there for a whole 9 days. Katie was there for about 4 days. When we were dating, and I was there for my World Burn conference that I go every year. It just happened to be in Dallas that year, and we really loved it. I loved it anyway. There were some great places in Dallas, and we didn't really get far outside of there because we didn't have vehicles, and we were there.
I think we did have tacos too, didn't we?
I'm pretty sure we had tacos
when we were in that cool, whatever that like kind of farmers market indoor kind of place was. I'm pretty sure we did there. But big news flash, guys! Huge recovery update coming at you. When my dad was here, I did take him to Taco y Taco for lunch, or rather he took me, and I was able to eat my first post-accident tacos. I ate them left-handed because I can't get, first of all, his hand doesn't work so good.
But you certainly cannot get hot taco
juice. And I didn't want to get any like taco juice
on an open wound.
Right. So I had to very carefully eat my tacos like this, but they were still
yummy,
delicious. And I was able to take my dad because he does like the Mexican food as well. So he was into it. But yeah, it was pretty awesome. I got to have the corn, what do they call it? The elote.
Elote. Did he have some? Did you try it?
Of course. But here's the thing with my dad. But both my mom and my dad do this. I don't know if any of you guys have the same issue. Anytime we go out to eat, it's like for some reason they can't think for themselves, and he will order whatever I order. Like seriously, it's
and that's where we took Chris Flannery. That's where we took her and her husband when they came to visit. We went to Taco y Taco.
Yeah. See, Frenchie, yes, Taco y Taco. So I finally, up until a couple of days ago, I could not do the whole taco thing because of all the bandages I had on my hands. But now that I only have the one on this hand, I was able to do it. But anyway. Delicious. But seriously, my dad will, whatever I order, he orders the same thing.
She could glove up, but honestly, with this hand, the right hand, you can't even get it. She can't get a glove on it.
Well, and part of the problem too is that with this hand, it really is kind of messed up, and I'm realizing as it's healing, when I'm able to do a little bit more with it, I think I might have jammed this thumb. I mean, they did like a full body scan to see if like I had any broken bones or anything like that, which I don't. But I think I might have sprained my thumb because I'm realizing when I'm doing certain movements that I have a fair amount of pain inside the joint here or something.
Yeah, she probably jammed it. I mean, really, if that's the worst that happened, God. But
seriously,
I think everything was just so swollen and all the other parts of you were hurting so much that pain didn't matter much.
Yeah.
Plus, she started physical therapy on Wednesday, so now she has a little bit more mobility. But I think her thumb is jammed. I think she's probably got a sprain or a strain there.
Yeah, Chris, you probably ordered the same thing because I wouldn't stop talking about the Al Pastor tacos. But like we went a different day, we went and got sandwiches at what's the place called? Capriati's. It's like a really good like sub shop, but they have like really good hot sandwiches. And so we're like looking at the menu and stuff, and I'm like, I asked my dad like, oh, which one are you gonna get? And so he told me it was some sandwich, whatever. And that was the one he was gonna get. So then I ordered my sandwich, and he comes up and he's like, I'll have what she's having.
He was cute. I really enjoyed having your dad here. I was a little bit apprehensive. I'd only met him a couple of times very briefly, and having somebody you don't know well stay with you for 4 days is a little intimidating. Never mind when it's your other half's parent. So I wasn't too sure how it was going to go. I figured things would be awkward, but it wasn't. It wasn't awkward at all. He was great.
Yeah.
He was typical dad jokes, bad dad jokes. But he was cute.
Yeah, he was nice. He was very cute. When we watched movies every night, that's pretty much all we did. But he likes movies, so we had fun.
Yeah.
We had a good time.
Hey, Robin. Robin's in the house.
What's up, Robin?
I don't know who this Jack Pop is who's now doing Spanish and English, but
I'll pop him out.
Ask him if you're a guy.
Yeah. Chat's moving too fast. Anyway, yeah, but he doesn't mean to offend. So it's okay.
You may not be the most feminine girl, but you clearly are a girl. So I'm sorry. Like, whatever.
I don't care. Anyway, so yeah, we had a fun time with my dad here. I did anyway. It was nice to have him. Sometimes you just need your family.
I think Dad needed to see you and you needed to see him. So I mean, that was a good thing. He needed to make sure you were okay. I am glad that you were up and around. Like it took Dad a week to get out here, a week and a half to get out here, because at first it wouldn't have been good. So the fact that you were not in bed the entire time and you were able to get in and out of bed by yourself was a step in there. For sure. For him to see you that way, I think would have been much more difficult. So
yeah. So yeah, we had a good time.
We did. We had a nice visit. And so what else is going on right now?
Somebody asked, what? Real Stitch Frenchie just gave us $20 for tacos. She said, cheers for tacos, left-handed wiping, and future-in-law Tom.
We love you, Frenchie. You're a sweetheart.
Feliz Navi Super Chat. Feliz Navi Super. I was like singing, it's like kind of a Christmas taco song.
Is that because you missed the Christmas week of shows?
Yeah, pretty much. Super Chat. Super Chat. Frenchie Super Chat. Okay, somebody earlier asked, what's the craziest, what was it? They said, what's the craziest thing most ridiculous thing you've ever purchased?
Miss Florida Sunshine.
Florida Sunshine. I know the answer for you.
It is? You do? What is it?
Come on. You sold it a few months ago. It was taxidermied.
Oh.
Is there anything more ridiculous than that you've ever purchased?
Well, I did purchase a vintage gynecological device.
Yeah.
That sold.
Yeah, but the other one's better. More ridiculous.
It was a taxidermied rat that had a hat on it. It had a knit hat on it when I bought him. He was standing up kind of like and had a hat on. So I bought him a snowboard and boots, and I made him into a snowboarding taxidermied rat.
That's pretty funny.
And I paid about $6 for him. And sold them for about 100. I think it was 100.
It was ridiculous.
120 or 130.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
But awesome.
It was pretty funny.
Yeah, pretty much.
What about you?
Because I only do clothing, it's like I don't really
buy anything too ridiculous.
I don't buy anything ridiculous. It's like yeah, I don't think I really do. I'm trying to think of, like, even when I first started, I don't think I have anything ridiculous. Sorry, because I don't do hard goods. I only do clothing. It's like you can only get so ridiculous with clothing. So I don't know.
Let's see what else is there. Oh, yeah, somebody tuning in from the UK. That might be one of the firsts. Hey, Ronnie. We do have a lot of people that watch from Australia and lots of our Canadian friends.
Yeah. So somebody wants to know if we've ever shipped any liquids and how do you package it?
I have shipped liquids. I do just make sure you have to ship them ground, or you have to go to the counter at the post office and tell them that it's liquid, even if it's not fragile or perishable, because that's the question. Anything liquid, fragile or perishable. You're supposed to be shipping it ground, but a lot of times depending on what it is, if it's not hazardous, they're going to let you ship it regular priority. They just slap a sticker on it or a stamp. But I've tended to just ship it ground just because I'm not going to the post office. So I have to save myself the time. But I just wrap whatever I'm shipping, because I've shipped like shampoo and like hair products and things like that. So I will wrap it in bubble wrap and then seal it in a Ziploc bag just in case. So nothing like explodes or leaks or goes nasty all over the whole package. And then I put it in a box and then ship that way.
Radical rat. I will say, when I very, very first started, I didn't know what I was doing. And one of the first things I bought was like a bunch of those like knockoff colognes that they sell at like the drugstore, the like fake versions of like the real deal. And I would totally send those first class, and I never got in trouble for it, but I didn't know what I was doing. I just was, I didn't know the rules. When you first start, you don't know what you're doing, and you probably make a lot of mistakes, and you just hope you don't end up getting in trouble permanently for making those mistakes. But now, obviously, I've been doing it for a long time now, and I don't sell that kind of stuff anymore. Yeah. And I know better. But yeah.
See,
Kilo and Kisses. Good question, Frenchie. When are we gonna get another rap song? Huh? Come on, Frenchie. We need you to lay down some beats.
We need some beats.
We need you to lay down some beats. We want to know what's up.
Kelly asked, have y'all used the FedEx one rate program? Katie doesn't use FedEx because she doesn't ship anything heavy enough or bulky enough. I have not yet. I just heard about it recently. I actually do have a FedEx business account. I've had one for a long time, but my discount is almost the same as eBay's. So when I ship FedEx, I've been using eBay's because I usually send FedEx home delivery. Sometimes I've double checked when it's something heavy, and I do actually have a better rate just because I've had a business account for a long time, but I'm not a huge volume seller on FedEx. So my discount is nothing exciting. But I did just get some emails on that. I haven't looked into it yet, but I'm going to.
Yeah. We heard some cool stuff about it. Kara wants to know, can you explain the difference between USPS economy and ground shipping?
There is no difference. Economy just means the cheaper, slower way. And it's usually a generic term because ground shipping is really parcel post. Parcel post is ground. That's it. That's the only option USPS offers.
But I think wouldn't media mail count as economy as well?
Media mail does count as economy.
It just means slower, basically.
It just means slower. It means not first class and not priority.
So there's economy, and then there's standard, which generally is first class. And then there's expedited, which is going to be like your priority.
Priority and express.
So they're just kind of categories of shipping, but not necessarily
ground
specific.
is parcel post now. There's no other option.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
Frenchie, you're going to go to the gym? God bless you. God bless you, woman.
What? Put your damn gym pants on.
First week of January and going to the gym. Ugh.
Yeah. Whatever you're wearing to the gym, though, doesn't really count as pants if it has a non-restrictive waistband, okay?
It's true.
So unless you're one of those weirdos who goes to the gym in your jeans.
You're probably fine.
Because there are people that do that. It's kind of strange. It's kind of strange.
Valerie asked this question earlier. Thank you for repeating it. When relisting, how do you decide whether to relist? And I think it was relist or sell similar is what she had said before. I keep my stuff on good till canceled, and I let it go for 3 or 4 months, and then I will go in and end older listings and hit sell similar to refresh them. So that's how I do it, and I believe that's how Katie does it as well.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Allison's going to drive by the gym on her way to buy smokes and booze. That's how you do the new year.
Seriously, guys, go follow Big Drift Thrift on Instagram. You will not be disappointed. She's my favorite account to follow on there. Mostly because I get to feel really.
Hey, I'll tell you what. I was a smoker, by the way, up until about it's been almost 2 years now since I quit smoking, and I will occasionally cheat. I'll have, I think I've probably had 6 or 10 cigarettes in the last 2 years. Usually when I'm having a cocktail, I will have a cheat day.
Oh, having a cocktail.
But I haven't done it very much. And I will tell you, if I did not start smoking again last year when we went through all of our crap before you moved here, and I did not start smoking over the last few weeks, I'm pretty much, if I can manage to not go back to smoking under those type of stress levels, I'm good.
Yep, for sure.
Chick-fil-A. I've actually never eaten a Chick-fil-A in my life.
I haven't either, mainly because I grew up in Oregon and we don't have Chick-fil-A there. And
we didn't have any in Rhode Island.
They even have it here?
They have it here. We have it here. But we didn't have any in Rhode Island until recently. They put it in a few years ago. And when that whole controversy came out about Chick-fil-A not hiring gays or whatever, my own little personal rebellion is that I would never eat there. And that was, what, 7 or 8 years ago?
Yeah.
And I never have, so.
Yeah. Miss Florida Sunshine, what's the most important deadline or appointment you've ever missed? Yeah, I'm trying to think if I have one off the top of my head.
I know one. So for me, it was just a few years ago. It was about 5 years ago. I was taking classes. Again, I'd gone back to school for nursing, and I had a Saturday morning class that I'd always picked Saturday morning classes. I don't know why, but I liked them because were out of the way early. And I had an 8 a.m. exam. And for whatever reason, I completely spaced that I even had a class on that day for, I don't know what reason, because I had a Saturday morning class every Saturday for months. And I just never went to class, didn't go to the exam. I messaged my professor and went, I don't even know what's wrong with me. I had a straight A. I was like, I messaged my professor. I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with me, but I had a complete mind blank. I think I might have had a mini stroke. I don't know what happened. I don't know why I forgot. I completely laid it all out for him. And he laughed and he said, you know what? He goes, because I know you're always there and you have a straight A. He's like, just come in and take a makeup, this week. But he let me have a pass, and I deserved to be docked for it, but he didn't give me a hard time.
I don't know. I don't know any. I don't have one that I can think of. The Self-Destruct says I switched to vaping 2 years ago and just quit altogether 2 weeks ago. That's super awesome. I actually vape as well. I smoked on and off for years, but more. I was apparently I thought I was I was super emo goth because I would smoke clove cigarettes.
Awful.
I like them.
I'm so glad you don't, because those smell awful.
And I think they smell better than cigarettes. Anyway, but I quit like 3 years ago, I think. And I vaped. And so I still vape. And up until the accident, I was still vaping pretty low amount of nicotine. And it's really, I enjoy it. And right now I'm not doing any of the nicotine at all. And so I'm actually using, the same vape juice that I use with 0 nicotine in it. And I'm mixing it with CBD oil. And vaping that because CBD is supposed to be really good for healing. So that's what I've been vaping. But I don't particularly feel any need to quit. I like it. So yeah, I do what I want, man. So there you go.
Yeah, I started smoking at about 14. I was in a group home and I was in a group home with a lot of older kids, and I thought I was cool. So I started smoking at about 14. But I've always been one of those people that can put it down.
Else, I didn't start smoking until I was 24. I'm an idiot. You should try vaping. Seriously, vaping is, I think, I wish that, I wish it was promoted more here in the US. Actually, in the UK, I believe doctors actually prescribe it because it actually does work really, really well for people to quit smoking. I think it works. It's much more effective than
like the
nicotine patches and stuff like that. And really, I mean, yeah, there hasn't been enough research done on it, but there's not really anything that says that nicotine is any worse or better for you
than caffeine.
It's really the carcinogens and everything that is part of smoking a cigarette and not the nicotine part. But the reason I can't do any nicotine while I'm healing is because what it does to your something
your
to do
cells.
with well, it's also like your blood flow or whatever.
It's a vasoconstrictor, so it means it makes your blood flow more difficult. And right now, she needs all the blood flowing to the damaged tissue possible.
Right, exactly.
So,
yeah.
So yeah, me and my nursey words, vasoconstrictor. See, JG constricts capillaries.
Yeah, see, Keelan Kisses says I vape her nicotine levels a 9. I do a 1.5. Well, but it depends on what kind of vape. Because like the one I'm using for CBD right now, this one, This kind, you actually use higher nicotine amounts because it takes more to get it get it in.
Yeah, I
was vaping with I don't know where it's at. Oh, it's in this baggie. My regular vaping, sorry, it's in a bag right now because this is how I got it from the hospital. These ones, because of the way they work, you get a lot more, so you don't need as much nicotine. So I actually do a 1.5. I buy this stuff that's like a 3, and I mix it with a 0. So it's like super, super low. But anyway, enough about vaping, I guess. But if you're a smoker and you've been wanting to quit and you've tried using patches or the gum or the lozenges, I'm telling you, try vaping, even if you're just using it to quit. It seriously makes a huge difference in cravings and stuff like that. And it makes it's a lot easier to quit. So what are you looking at?
I was going back because there were a couple of questions there. A question for Katie, Key Lime Kisses. Do you like black licorice?
No.
I do.
She does. Well, that was to both of us, but
let's see. Karen had said she's got the vintage Hartman suitcase, like the one I had just sold, brand that I just sold, and it's locked and you don't know the combination. Bought the suitcase at a thrift store. I haven't bought any with locks that I can't get open, but I would sell it as unopened if I were you. Can you tell that there's nothing in there? If you can tell there's nothing in there, just say it's locked and photograph the outside and sell it like that. As long as you can shake it and tell there's nothing in there.
See, Melissa Carver loves the smell of clove cigarettes.
Nope.
Self-destruct. I'm using a nicotine inhaler. I mean, that's pretty similar to vaping. Chris, I'd stop smoking, but I'm no quitter. Chris, have you ever tried vaping? You should try it out. Seriously, it's quite enjoyable.
I quit cold turkey.
And then you can do it in your house, and you don't smell like cigarettes. It's great.
I quit cold turkey because I don't like vaping. I tried it a couple of times. My ex used to vape, and I just don't like it. I have asthma, so I think it just was the cloud was too much for it make me feel like I was choking. So not fun for me.
Oh, here's the real question.
And I will occasionally have a cigarette. You know what the worst place for me is, and where I always want a cigarette is Frankie's Tiki Room, because it's so smoky in there, and that's my favorite bar. And I feels like I need to have a cigarette with a drink there.
Yeah. JG, my nephew has one of those large ones. He loves making obnoxiously huge clouds of vape. I promise you, I don't. I think they taste a lot better, and you build your own coils, and I'm nerdy like that, and it's a lot cheaper, and I think they taste a lot better, but I'm not obnoxious. I don't do like the big crazy clouds, right?
Yeah. No, she doesn't. She doesn't. Oh, that's really good. I'm glad, Joni, that's a really good point. She said, I gave up smoking 8.5 years ago. My husband almost died in a motorcycle accident 3 months later. I didn't smoke during that, so I knew I was done. Yeah, it's true. If you don't smoke during an extremely stressful period, I think that means that you physically don't need to do it and shouldn't, that's how I feel. And I think that with the couple things that I've been through in the last couple of years, I didn't go back to it. I don't think I will.
Pug Life has the real question here. What's your favorite color jelly bean?
For me, it's black.
Yeah.
I know, but sorry.
I'm not a huge jelly bean person, but if I'm going to eat jelly beans, I like the lime flavored ones. Lime is one of my favorite flavors in a jelly bean. But it's risky business because you never know when you get a green one. It could be green apple. And I hate the green apple flavored stuff. And so it's it's either going to be the best thing I've ever had or the worst. So it's a real Russian roulette there. But I was really, really sad, the old school Skittles, the green was lime. And then sometime in the last few years, they switched it over, and now the green is green apple. Disgusting. Why would you do this to us, Skittles? Come on. So if you ever find old school Skittles with lime in them, send them my way. I will pay big money for it because I want.
Oh, you'd be one of those weirdos that bought discontinued food things?
Yes. For Skittles, the OG Skittles.
You're screaming in my ear.
Yeah, because I'm very passionate about my lime Skittles.
Freak. And
they changed them to green apple. Who does that? Rotten. Monsters.
Total monsters.
Monsters. Horrible.
Red Robin Reseller said, my husband just got a big Billy Big Mouth bass, and I said, Vicky sells those.
That's awesome. Anyway. See, Binky, my sister says she's ranted about the Skittle issue with her kids.
No, the jelly bean game. No, Bamboozled or whatever that's called. No, I don't have any kids. No need.
I've done it before.
No need to eat disgusting jelly beans.
I have done it before.
Oh, Tutti Frutti Jelly Belly is an awesome one too.
Melissa Carver a tin of nothing but green lime Skittles, I would lose my ever-loving mind.
Cheryl said, Vicky, you prayed for her to get better. Yes, I did, Cheryl. Yes, I did. Cover your microphone because you know she's screaming again. If it's bothering me, I know it's bothering you.
See, and that's the thing with red ones as well. I like cherry flavored, but I hate anything strawberry flavored. So I'm always, now usually strawberry, it's more of a pink. But it gets tricky because I do like the cherry. I do.
Ooh, Jelly Belly toasted marshmallow. That's one of my favorites. I love that kind too. Anyway, what else is here about? Always talking about food. Damn. You people on this Ask Me Anything Day, it's always food.
Joni, you're right. Jelly Bellies. If you're I'm not a big jelly bean person, but if you're gonna eat jelly beans, Jelly Belly is the only way to go. So for sure.
Worst flavor of any candy, banana. I am with you.
You know what though, Gretchen? So normally I would say absolutely anything banana flavored, yuck. But I do like them in runts. I like the banana candy in runts. Ugh.
Nasty. That might be the nastiest candy.
And they got the little limes. You shut your mouth.
Look at Pug Life Jones just subscribed to a store. Thank you. Yay! Good for you. Clark West, Amanda says, I'm just going to have a cigarette instead. You're so funny. All right, let's see. We had a couple of questions.
I will say the one time I will eat black licorice flavored anything is does anyone remember Necco wafers? It's like, I don't know why I like Necco wafers because
the factory is in Rhode Island and they just closed.
So Necco wafers are basically super chalky, stale candy. And I don't know why I like them, but I do. And I will eat all of the flavors, including the licorice ones. Because the thing is, it's not really that strong of a flavor. So I'm okay with eating all of those. But yeah, Victoria, I'm eating Cheetos right now just to get rid of them.
Lorna asked if we are still planning on going back to visit for home in February. Yes.
Who asked that?
Lorna.
Oh, Lorna. Yes. So luckily, because my dad had actually gotten us tickets as our Christmas presents to go visit. We're supposed to visit the weekend after Christmas. Anyway, luckily, whatever tickets he bought, he was able to cancel them, and we have a year to rebook with the same. So he doesn't have to pay more for them. And actually, it should work out well because the time that we were going to be traveling was right during the holidays. So we are going to go probably sometime in February is when we're planning on going we'll just go for a weekend. But Lorna, we will let you know because we'll
go for a few days.
We will expect you to come down and see us. But yes, Binky, we're going to visit you. Clark West Trading, do you like really crunchy potato chips? Yes, Amanda. I do like Kettle. Kettle chips, the brand Kettle, those were originally from Oregon. They were bought out like, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago, but they were from Oregon. And I love Kettle chips. So
yes, she is looking a hell of a lot better, isn't she? I agree. She's looking better. She's feeling better. You can tell.
Yeah. And napping yesterday for 3 hours and then going to bed at like 9:30 last night helped a lot for sure. But yeah, Lorna, we'll let you know.
I like the chocolate Necco wafers too, Victoria.
Yeah, for sure.
Her favorite Christmas movie is Gremlins.
That's one of them. Yeah, I like all the weird stuff. Well, if we're gonna go traditional Christmas movies, then White Christmas, hands down, is my favorite.
Yeah, I like It's a Wonderful Life personally.
I like that as well. Corner flour tortillas. It depends because normally
always
like
flour.
Handmade flour tortilla is the bomb for like having a really good burrito. And the Roberto's like small chain that's here, they use like these awesome flour tortillas. But if I'm gonna have a taco, if I'm gonna have a traditional street taco, I love the two with the doubled up corn tortillas. That's just the way to have them. Like that's just, I like them the traditional way. So anyway, let's see.
Do you have any business? I know, we'll talk.
Business. Business. Ask me anything. They can ask whatever they want. No business. What's the business? Get that business out of here.
Again, yelling. Sorry, Cheryl.
Sorry, Cheryl. I'm sorry. Yeah, I am definitely, and I'm also, I was telling her earlier today that there's stuff from that first like week or so that like I felt like I was fine. Like I felt like I was present at the time, but like my memories now are a little bit fuzzy because I was taking like Oxy and stuff. But now I haven't had Oxy in like a week, I think, right?
More than a week. You took it for, they sent you home with 4.5 days worth. You took it for I think 6 days, but not like
as
regularly.
much as I think I spread it out because I was only using it before I went.
They sent you home with 24 pills, and it took you more than 6 days to go through them.
Yeah, and I think I still have some left, but yeah. So I've only been taking, and and then I was only taking them when I went for my dressing changes, and I stopped because it wasn't painful enough. So now I'm just doing like ibuprofen because I don't like being in the drug fog.
So Thrifty Chick, more thrifting vids soon. Absolutely. Here's the thing. We actually have 2 thrifting videos that were filmed within the past few months that she hasn't edited and put up. And I think now would be the time for you to do that. You have time.
Yeah.
Yeah, the oxy stuff. I mean, she needed pain medication.
I don't like it.
The reality is that she needed pain medication. When you're hurt and you're in a lot of pain, you need pain medication. But she doesn't like the way it makes her feel. She doesn't do drugs, and she only took it as necessary for the first few days when she came home.
I don't like what it does to your body. And I mean, talking about bathroom talk, like it's like you barely have to take any, and it like backs you up, and it's not pretty, guys.
Well, and here's the thing, like,
and I don't like the whole like nodding out.
Pain medication is there for a reason. It's necessary, but she can manage the pain a lot more now, and she's just ibuprofen and Tylenol occasionally now. Yet she's still in pain, yes, but it's manageable. It's manageable. Yeah.
So, I was saying the other day, way worse. The very, very worst part of it is the pain I was having when I was doing the dressing changes, when it was really, really bad. Like that was the absolute worst part of the whole experience. But other than that, the itching is way worse than like the everyday pain I feel, because it's healing. So it's itching underneath the bandages, and it is maddening because you cannot do anything about it. I take some allergy medication, like non-drowsy, pretty much doesn't do anything. I do take Benadryl before I go to bed, and that helps knock me out. I don't know that it really helps like to relieve the itching. It just puts me to sleep.
Oh, Liquidation
drives me
just made a post a little earlier back there.
What?
Glad to see you're doing better, Katie. Love the hair, Vicky. Oh, thank you. This is I didn't wash my hair today, and it's still curly from yesterday. Sorry.
Yeah.
My color's fading. My roots are coming in. I haven't had time. I haven't had a manicure in a month. It's
Tara and Vicky, I was taking the Colace. I don't need to anymore. And yes, I ate a whole tub of prunes over the process, but don't have to anymore. So, yeah. Oh, I will say, speaking of food, we did just sign up. I want to ask you guys: does anybody do any of those meal prep subscriptions?
Yeah, like Blue Apron or one of those things. We just signed up for one today.
We signed up for one. The one I think it's called Gobble, I think. But basically we were just like, you know what, right now, like we've definitely had people like making food for us. That's been awesome. And we're still working on a lasagna that Robin made for us.
That we just defrosted yesterday.
Yeah, we started working on it last night. But we were like, you know what,
Chris said I get HelloFresh. That's on the list.
Yeah, and so there's like a whole bunch of them, and they all have like introductory offers. So you get,
I think we're gonna try all of them.
So we're basically gonna try like the introductory offer for each of them. Because I'm like, this is the perfect time to do it. So we tried the Gobble one because it was like 50% off. So it ends up being about probably as much as you would spend if you actually went to the store, bought the ingredients, went home and like made everything. So we're going to get, I think 3 meals coming on Thursday
next week.
And then you're going to go grocery shopping today. Cause at the grocery store, they also have those meal prep kits. And they're even cheaper there. Cause they're like, how much are they? It's like $12 or
10 or $12.
$12, and it feeds 2 people like a meal. But we wanted to try all the different ones because we're trying to eat healthier.
If you have more than 2 people, Kelly, I don't think those meal prep things work. Those meal delivery systems work. For 1 or 2 people, I think they're fantastic. I don't want to overshop, and I actually right now, as simple as I can get it to make dinner, that'd be awesome. So for me, yes, it does have some prep. I've done a couple of them before that I've picked up at the grocery store. They sell them, but because everything's already cut and portioned and stuff like that, it's like 15 to 20 minute prep and just throw it in an oven. I'm okay with that. So let's see.
Somebody asked.
Oh, Carrie Berry said they weren't good, so we're gonna try and just see what they do.
We'll try it. Miss Florida Sunshine says, "What did you like and dislike the most about where you grew up?"
What did I like the most? What I like most about living in New England and living in Rhode Island in my small town is that you have several generations of people that have lived there forever. So my parents were first generation in that town, but most of my friends and family that I grew up with, or most of my friends that I grew up with, were like second and third and fourth generation in that town and in that state. So I think people from New England have definite roots. There is a sense of community that we obviously don't have here in a transient area, but there is a sense of community in New England that I love. And there's a familiarity. Like, it doesn't matter if I go home now or 10 years from now, the same places and the same people are going to be in the same places, and the friends are lifelong friends. That's something really important too. The friendships that you make when you're a child or a young adult, I think, are the most important and significant ones you have your entire life, in my opinion. And my closest friends are people that I've known my whole life.
Yeah.
So for me, I love New England. I just hate the weather.
Right. And I'm from Oregon. I do love the Pacific Northwest. The summers are amazing. It's beautiful. You're so close to the beach and to the mountains and everything. When I was a kid, by the time I got out of high school, I definitely was like, I'm out of here. I'm never coming back again. And I think a lot of that just had to do with coming from a very conservative area and the fact that I was like dealing with my own identity issues and just kind of like feeling a lot of stress and I guess sadness and just issues around that. And so now that that's kind of gone, I love Oregon. You know, it's like I moved here and I love it here. I prefer the weather here, but I'm definitely going to look forward to like visiting there. And you know, someday, who knows, maybe we'll move back there, but not anytime soon. But I don't know. I love it. I also love getting to have different experiences and going to different places. So
Liquidation Lounge, we're opening our first warehouse here in Las Vegas. We would love to come and stop by and say hi when you're up. Did he just knock on the door?
I don't know. Maybe.
Absolutely. So let us know when you're I'm gonna go check some vendor. Let us know when you're open. Send us a message for sure.
Yeah. Send my emails down below, or you can hit us up on Facebook Messenger. But we would totally come stop by. We would totally check it out. Anyway, yeah, Pam says, I love Oregon, lived here since 92. I was born and raised, born in 1979. I'm from a tiny, tiny little town called Sublimity. It's like literally like a little over 2,000 people there. We didn't even have our own high school. It was really more of like a residential town. There's like almost nothing there. Went to high school in Staten, which isn't much bigger. It's like maybe 8,000 people. And like Salem, the capital, was like our big city. Like that was like when you went to town to go like clothes shopping or something like that, you'd go to Salem. And if you really wanted to live it up, you'd go all the way up to Portland and be like, yeehaw! It was all crazy. Anyway, but yeah, but when I moved here, I actually moved here from Silverton. Pam just said, I love Silverton. Silverton is actually just like 15 minutes north of Sublimity, where I grew up. And Silverton's just it's like 10,000 people. So a pretty small town. And that's where I lived before I moved here to Vegas. So I love Silverton. It's like such a weird little small rural community. It's like super liberal. So it's kind of like an oddball little town out in the middle of nowhere.
Thrifty chick, Vicky. You mean you don't need to put chairs on the street to save your spot in the snow? Yeah, no, you don't. Not here. Junk Jones. Yes, you can sell your listings on Facebook. You can sell your listings anywhere. There are no repercussions to ending a listing ever. I think that's a common misconception. You will have your repercussions if you end a listing that actually has bids, or if you've sold it somewhere. So if there are no bids and it has not sold, you can cross post and list at any place you want.
Yeah. Drummer, long time no see.
I know.
Drummer says, how's the recovery? Definitely coming along. I'm actually healing super fast. Saw the doctor yesterday and everything's looking really good. Definitely there's some parts that are going to take a while. My stomach's still healing. My hand is going to take the longest, hopefully not too crazy long, but it's going to be a while before I have to have, before I can not have bandages anymore on my hand. But yeah, it's going really well. So yeah. Oh, my sister's in there like talking about Sublimity. Yeah, the Wright brothers, their dad was a professor at Sublimity College. So yeah, pretty much. Thanks, Drummer. Yeah, Pam, your son's in Portland. Yeah, I lived in Portland for like 10 years. So I went to Portland State. Well, the first time around, I went to Oregon State and I dropped out after like a year and a half. But when I moved back to school, I went to Chemeketa Community College, got my associates, and then I transferred to Portland State and I got my undergrad in sociology. And then I went to grad school in New York City and got my degree in nonprofit management, none of which I'm using now. But actually, that's not entirely true because nonprofit management is basically, it's a business degree focused on nonprofit work. So I probably do use actually quite a bit of that. So anyway, anybody else have any other questions? Oh, I see it's already after 2 o'clock. So maybe we'll start winding this down. Unless anybody has some more questions they want to ask. And let's see. Yeah, Pacific Northwest is beautiful. Definitely real trees. But Liquidation Lounge, so you're here in Vegas. There's actually some really cool spots. Like if you drive out of the city in here in Vegas, I've gone on a few hikes with my buddies like Scott and Keith and stuff. And we'll drive out like 45 minutes out. You can go up into the mountains and it starts to look a little Pacific Northwesty. Like you start to see some of the similar types of trees. It's a lot cooler. And there's some really cool like hiking places to go where you will get like a little bit different like climate, different trees, different stuff like that. So it's pretty awesome. Pug Life Jones. Yes, I take offers on eBay. Everything I have listed has best offer on it. I do take offers. I price everything to take into account sales, offers, and all that. So yeah. Oh, welcome back to the show, little lady.
Hi. Hi.
Yeah. So yeah, Liquidation Lounge. So if you like nature and you like going on hikes, definitely look at some of the stuff that's around Vegas, the outside of Vegas, and up at higher elevations. In the middle of the summer, when it's like over 110 degrees here and it's really hot, you can go up into the mountains and go hiking, and it's going to be like a good Mount Charleston. It's going to be like a good 20 degrees cooler, and it's actually really nice. So it's pretty cool. Anyway, I don't do any auctions ever.
I do maybe. I don't know.
Okay, maybe once a year I do an auction, but almost never. Never.
Maybe 5 a year.
No, no Mercari. Both of us only do eBay and Etsy. So
someone asked before, I think it was Red Robin Reseller, about the Christmas trees. Yeah, everything has been up since the weekend after Christmas. I mean, weekend after Thanksgiving. We have multiple Christmas trees and tons of Christmas decorations. It is actually a 3 to 5 day process in getting everything up. The reality is that it's too much for me to do by myself to take it down.
Yeah. It's faster taking it down, but it still takes a few hours at least with 2 people.
Our friend Glenda, who may or may not be in the chat, I don't know if I think she's watching, but I don't know if she's in the chat. Glenda is actually coming from St. George, Utah. She used to live in Vegas, and she actually still has a house here. She's coming in next week, and she's asked what she can help with, and I'm putting her to work with me.
Yeah.
So she's going to come over and give me a hand and help me take down the Christmas decorations, which is super helpful.
Yeah, there she is. Super helpful because Rags, who's usually in the chat, Sandy, she's here local, and she was actually going to come over with her husband and help take down the Christmas decorations. But
we have a lot of stuff outside.
Yeah, but her mom just passed away. So
unfortunately, yeah, her mom.
So we're really sad about that. So yeah, so if you know her at all, you should definitely send her some messages of love and support, because we're really sad about that.
Glenda, you say that now, you can't wait. You know, I have 4 Christmas trees, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Red Robin Reseller. We do. She has her peacock tree over there that you guys can't see. That's like her one permanent one that stays up.
I did not, because of all the situation with Katie, we had planned to show a little video of all of the trees and the decorations, and that did not happen.
Sorry.
So. When I lived in Rhode Island, did I thrift at Johnny Cake Center? I have never heard of Johnny Cake Center. I'm not sure that actually existed when I lived in Rhode Island. I've been gone for almost 6 years now. So.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. It's after 2. I think that we should probably wind this down. But thank you guys so much for coming and watching the show. We appreciate it. We're going to try to maybe actually get some work done now. Crazy talk, I know. Crazy talk, I know. But we will be doing a Sunday live haul show. And like I said, we did do a little bit of thrifting. And I got one thing that I'm super stoked about. I got a few things, but one thing in particular that I'm really excited about. I don't remember. Did you get anything like super exciting? Yeah, you got some good stuff.
I got one thing.
And I think we might go out and hit one Savers on Saturday just to maybe get a couple more things to show.
We'll see how she's feeling.
Yeah. But you know, I like it.
She's a little excited now, but I guarantee even this show, she's going to need a nap now.
Probably. That's true. That's true. But anyway, we'll be on the show on Sunday. And then, like I said, Wednesday, we will be doing our Boss Up and List show again. So we're going to be back. We're hopefully getting back on track.
At least with our videos.
Yeah, at least with our videos. And I'm going to be doing like a little bit of listing, trying to get those numbers up. But anyway, thank you guys so much for coming in and watching the show. We appreciate it. I am going to be doing another update on my Facebook page. I've been doing updates of like my recovery. I've been making them public so we don't have to be friends for you to be able to look at them. We took more pictures yesterday for my wound during my dressings changes, so we have some. I'll upload.
Yeah, if you care to look at that kind of thing. If you don't,
some people like
it's
looking
okay.
at that stuff. Okay.
Now it's not so gory. The first few days are pretty gross.
Still a little scary. My hand's still pretty gross. So I'll be posting an update at some point today and I'll be adding pictures to the album so people can see the scary stuff and see what's actually going on. But anyway, thanks guys. Appreciate it. We love you. Have an awesome weekend.
And we'll see you Sunday.
Yeah, pretty much. Bye.
Bye.